Yep. Let's see. Maybe MTB and Dexter, their reactions was them trying to get in our heads now.
It's more pleasant than I expected if it was indeed a wrong pick.
And it was right. Jungle Kaja, cooldown reduction is the priority in the emblem talents as well. Let's see how this goes for Blacklist.
We're in for a doozy. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 3. AP BREN, if they win this, they're sitting at match point. They're a game away from taking home the Season 12 championships. Blacks International, all the pressure's on now.
Oh man, this again, we'll find out as this game unfolds. What I'd love to see from BLACKLIST International this time is using this unorthodox lineup, if you will, to get some of these objectives in their favor in the early game.
Yeah, let's see, clearing speed-wise, Marta's just a little bit ahead of the Kaja. Although it's not that far behind. Let's see who'll get this. No, Sensui still gets the Little Wanderer.
Okay, we can expect that Blacks International, they're going to be moving out around the map very, very quickly. So they're going to combine both rotational speed and combat speed. And I don't know, is there enough damage to make the most of that? Is there enough of communications between them now since it's Haji playing? This is Horse, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Let's see if they'll be able to get an early Divine Judgment. I mean, that's a good thing about the Kaja jungle. Rotational speed-wise, yeah, still quite even, actually. So, seems to be going okay right now. And this Kaja jungle actually has a tank emblem set.
Yeah, not only that. So, you know, part of this, anytime you see an Ixia in play, right, she is the epitome of a glass cannon gold lane marksman. And it could work out really well for them based on the rest of the lineup. But as long as they can let OHEB get to that point, then they'll set themselves up here for success in some of those pickoffs, some of those fights early on.
That's a little oofski as Few stole away the gold buff from Sensui.
Okay.
A little sequence.
Purple buff up. And it seems like BLACKLIST International is still very in control with this pick right now. So we can maybe give them the benefit of the doubt. Safe to assume that this was intended. Let's see.
Turtle now half health. The rest of the team coming through here. Both gold laners not a part of this. Edward gonna flicker in. Using that penalty zone, they're going to fight it out. Netherrealm and into the insanity they go. They will get the turtle, but first blood in the hands of Kyle Teasy. Still going to be fighting it out here. Ogwin already using that Primal's Wrath will be fine. So they trade it here. An objective for the kill.
All right. Agent 0 for the turtle. What's the economy on that, Reptar?
Oh, well, it is AP BREN leading, surprisingly enough, with BLACKLIST International getting the turtle, and whoa, TP's Barenergy. Okay, so I'm leaning towards the idea that maybe this might be actually an intended Kaja pickup. They look confident playing it. So, APB though still has a slight lead despite BLACKLIST getting the turtle.
Yeah, there's about 500 gold here at 3 minutes in. Do note, folks, that Blacks International, through Sensui's just ever sharp retribution, got that turtle right in the heat of things. Let's look at the top lane situation, though we did mention that the Ixia is a glass cannon. Is this triple support situation good for the Ixia? Is this going to help OHEB when it comes to, let's say, the mid game? Because I assume that's what Super Marco wants to start a fight.
Yeah, honestly, one thing I wanted to say earlier is the lineup of BLACKLIST are built to help OHEB thrive, really. And the lack of dive from AP BREN doesn't look
they're going to go for, they wanted Ogwin, but Ogwin said no, so they're fine.
Yeah, and they should be happy that they were able to force a flicker out. That means a little bit less surprise coming out from the Edith of Ogwin. Again, he's been on fire with that hero. OHEB already got to build up a corrosion scythe. So yeah, this BLACKLIST draft is really, again, ×2 or ×5 of the idea of put everything in for OHEB, set him up for success.
Not just Ogwin, even Super Marco had to spend his flicker to actually survive that whole rotation from BLACKLIST. So yeah, big battle spell for your rotational speed. I'd say BLACKLIST put him exactly where they want him. There's about 1,000 gold ahead here between AP BREN and BLACKLIST approaching this second turtle. And you can see there's a lot of blue up there. AP BREN first to the scene.
Yeah, they're going to make their way there. Sensui wants to get this purple buff. Going to go ahead and do that. But will he get here in time to actually contest this? It looks like they're not going to be able to. Renegade going to try to buy some time the best he can, but Kyle Teasy will get the turtle. And there's nothing BLACKLIST International can do about it.
Yeah, a step ahead there was AP BREN, but as Blacklist usually does, they leave OHEB to go into the XP lane, push separately instead. Let's see if AP BREN can equalize it out. Good cut by Ogwen to give a little bit more time for Super Marco to actually get some hits on that shielding.
All right, I think OHEB there was maybe a wave too early. But again, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Looking at the player gold here, Super Marco, yeah, no, that cut by Ogwen did get him up by maybe 200, 300 gold over OHEB.
Yeah, as we look at the items right now, it looks like it's gonna be okay. So the newer build style on the Beatrix, where they're gonna build the Fury Hammer first and then go into the Blade of Despair, turn that into a Hunter Strike potentially, or if they actually get the Snowball, they might actually even rush the Malefic Roar.
My biggest question too with this is like, if you even get the Divine Judgment off on the target you want to, do you have enough damage to follow up without OHEB?
Do you have the right kind of damage too?
I feel like maybe they're just gonna it.
Okay, the target's going to be Flap Teasy. Rest of AP BREN making their way. They have to get rid of him. He's got the immortality as well. Ogwen jumps in. The rest of the team disengages. And that's what we're looking at. All that thrown at Flap Teasy, he's fine.
An immortality pop and a flicker for a flicker and some ults from Blacklist. So again, there's a good amount of economy here, resources being exchanged between these two teams, which allows for them to sit at 1-0 6 minutes in.
Yeah, and this lineup that Blacklist fielded actually, but wait, well, I thought Kaltiz is actually going for an invade.
Yeah, let's see if you... Okay.
Oh, Ghost of has a few.
Sensui, though. Pretty upset about it. Will they pull the trigger? No, they don't.
What makes this all the more miserable for Sensui is he spent his retribution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good news right now for Blacklist. Oh, look at you. And that's the beauty of the Lilia. You can just toss, damage, put yourself down to a really dangerous spot, but then you'll be able to reset the damage dished onto you anyways. So the lineup of Blacklist actually forced Flap TZ to build an immortality, something that recent X-Borg players haven't been doing, which is that first item immortality. They usually build damage now, but because of all of the things that can mess up the X-Borg, he was forced to build it.
They're trying to delay this turtle here. Sensui went to get his orange. He's trying to make his way here. Blacklist International looks like they're just going to call it again, just giving up this turtle to AP BREN. Where do they start fighting? Being along for the ride.
One way to do it. You prioritize objectives. And again, we saw this in game two. We saw this in game two. Blacklist International said, we'll play the map, and then we'll go from there. I hope they're able to step on the clutch fast enough this time around.
Yeah, but this Lilia, it's going to be a problem for Blacklist International with every one of them wanting to step together. The thing Blacklist would want to look for, and their best target actually for the Divine Judgment might actually be that Lilia, or if they really want to, Kyle Teasy. But let's see if they can even get to it, because the damage on this little girl right now, up to an Enchanted Talisman, already going into Ice Queen. So the utility is going to be big coming in from that pick.
All right, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. They're feeling themselves. Again, the fact that AP BREN, none of them picked Purify, while they force a KDA machine himself to pick the Purify, just speaks of how they're going at this, their mental state going into game 3.
Yeah, okay, so for this Kaja, quick update, he's actually going for a defensive cooldown rush. So he already has a cooldown in his talents, but he also first built the Oracle into a Brute Force Breastplate. So this is, tank Kaja, go for pure utility, maximize cooldown.
Man, every time you see that, right, you think they're going to push the go on it, but they don't. So Blacklist International, it just seems like their plan is, let's just wait. Build up enough time. We put our eggs in the basket of OHEB here on this Iksha. Is he where he needs to be? I mean, he's got at least a couple items.
Yeah, he is still behind, though.
500 gold, give or take.
500 gold, but question right now is, can the lineup of Blacklist hold on long enough to actually allow OHEB to get a really good full barrage in?
Well, we'll have to answer that after we see the Lord spawn. Kyle TZ just a wee bit better at securing them as compared to Sensui. Stealing them, though, that's a whole nother story. Lord spawns up top, the higher quarter, and now Blacklist playing footsies. No dice, doesn't want to force the issue. All 5 of them here present with Flap TZ following up.
This is the item pathing we were talking about, actually.
Yep.
Beatrix rushing the Malefic Roar already. So they have to watch out for this damage power spike from the Beatrix.
Right now, they're going to go ahead and start it up. Circling you as well, being shown nothing to it. They want to just wait, take their time for this. Again, with this lineup, a lot of this is also where OHEB is and on the positioning. AP BREN holding it together, though.
Yep, gonna be mid here, the priority, that main artery penetrated. First turret down. Blacks International. That's a lane that they just let go of. Top might be next as AP BREN continues to dance. Sensui got the pull. Blacklist very favored here. And AP BREN, I don't think they're in any rush.
Yeah, no need to rush it. They still have some minion waves to handle, so good little push there, top side from the members of Blacklist, Oheb and Renegade. Someone needs to initiate first, and let's see who the main target here for AP BREN will be and who the main target for Blacklist will be.
Again, both teams have the initiation. It's going to be Edward finding 3 with the penalty zone. They're going to have to fight it out. Oheb waiting for the setup himself. They're going to back off a little bit. The flicker comes through. There's the full barrage. The flicker in. They find one. Now they're going to find it out. Lord's still going to be worked on. Looking for Kyle TZ next. He's quite low. Can they get him down? It's Oheb that does it. They get the Lord as well. Blacklist International fights back.
The rubber band snaps, and Blacklist International took their sweet time, and that is the slowest turn and the most confident turn I've seen in all of the playoffs. They score the Lord.
What was the question earlier? Can this front line of Blacklist buy enough time and make sure that Oheb gets a key? Awesome positioning with that full barrage, and he did, and they could. And now Blacklist are finding some second wind, again with a lineup that we're not so sure of if it was intended or not.
And so far, it's them now in the driver's seat, calling the shots, presenting every single threat from every angle that AP BREN can imagine. I almost thought Few had the perfect angle there through the wall, but I guess Blacklist saw it coming. They were a step and a half ahead.
It also looked like that they were able to sidestep just enough damage from that Lilia, but I was wondering why Flap Teasy wasn't able to use the Farag, not the Farag armor, the last Insanity. Maybe he did use it a little bit early on.
He did.
Didn't have the armor. Oh yes, he did. So that's why. They need to time that a little bit better so that they can actually use it for Oheb to force him back and find him in positioning. Flap Teasy needs to time last Insanity better.
Man, you see this. This is one thing that Xborgs love to do. They love to just stay up front and try to bait something out from the other team. They know they have multiple ways of staying alive, right? So with that, again, Blacklist International, they're showing the confidence, even if it's just Renegade showing it right now with the spam there.
He's got it. He knows it. And wait, they're looking for an angle, looking for a pull. All right, Blacklist playing this very, very carefully.
AP BREN need to respect it, the positioning, and again, the support and utility rating of Blacklist with everything that they have to help out their Ixia. They need to conserve ability to find Ixia.
Edward gonna jump in. Target gonna be flapped. They get the last Insanity out as well. Sensui gets his buff. They force him back. They get a resource out from AP BREN.
Slow and steady. AP BREN did the slow push down bottom, and so far they've kept the lead close despite Blacklist going in for the blowout in that last Lord fight. 40 seconds until the next Lord comes up. It's Luminous.
Yeah, and you're looking at Blacklist. It looks like they smelled a different kind of wind. This time they're a little bit more comfortable, being a bit aggressive and a bit more forward. Someone, Retribution or Kaltizi, actually use this retreat to try to get a slow on someone. But AP BREN aren't pulling the trigger just yet.
It was a DPZ.
Very defensive.
It was a hair trigger reaction.
Really quick. A few already up to glowing wand as well. So that means Blacklist International are going to feel more damage coming out from that Lilia, who is actually our top damage dealer of the game so far.
And again, Oheb, we saw it in the last fight with that Lord being there. The placement, the positioning for him so crucial here. And a well-placed full barrage with the flicker available could change the tide of a fight in the skirmish here. And we see them get positioned for this Lord fight.
All right. AP BREN and Blacks International going up for the scrum. They can reset, they can engage, or they can back off. Lord here pulled in by Kyle Easy. AP BREN leaning. This is a bush that's controlled by BREN. Ooh.
Info used. Bennett's Rage used by Super Marco. That's big.
That's a big moment there. Blacklist International wants to do something with it. They're going to push AP BREN back a little bit. It'll have to be crucial with the positioning. Oheb in trouble. Full barrage going to come down. Can they turn it around here? Flap TZ, Immortality will be popped. Still going to be working on him. Lord is taken and secured by Sensui. And now they run down Flap. They're focusing on another. Few and Super Marco quite low. Kyle TZ running for his life, but he'll be obliterated by Oheb.
And just like that, Blacklist once more asserts dominance. The Lord Pit, I was born in it. You merely adapted the Lord Pit.
Right now, this Ixia, the positioning of Blacklist, is the bane of AP BREN, having their backs broken not once but twice.
Still a little bit further up. Edward gonna jump in, finds the mark. Super Mark goes out. It's only few, and here comes the Lord with Blacklist International. Now focusing on the top. Flap and Few waiting for Kyle Teasy. Does Blacklist International end it here? They're gonna focus again on the mid turret. Flap Teasy keeping it together. Few and Kyle Teasy here now as well. Crystal's gonna be worked on, but Lord goes down. Oheb gets another kill. Kyle Teasy's in trouble. Looking for him. One hit away. Sensui can't get him. And right now, AP BREN still sticking it in. Crystal's going to be worked on now. Blacklist International trying to hold it together. They find Kyle Teasy. Few here, Ogwin as well. Super Marco just gets up, and AP BREN defends.
Blacklist International, situational awareness. They could have overcommitted. They could have forced the issue. They could have stayed to possibly end this game and get one on the board in this series. But they say, let's back on out of here. I smell something fishy. Ogwin popped the conceal. Could have found one. Blacklist skedaddled. 6K ahead. They have ruined AP BREN's base.
The size of the coconuts on Blacklist International. They were all so low, but they still stayed. They still tried to fight. Try to find a push, try to build the lead even more so. I thought they were going to be a goner with all of the ticking, burn damage coming out from Fuse Lilia or anyone really, but somehow, some way, and that seems like to be the theme for this game. Somehow, some way, they're making it work.
And it's clear how. It's clear how. The fact that there's so much utility in the first barrage of Blacklist initiation changes the dynamics of AP BREN. AP BREN are approaching this from an orthodox standpoint. But Blacklist, they have a different timer. This is a different game they're playing. And that's why big fight after big fight, they scored the Lord and turned it on AP BREN.
Wow. Overload and everything for the Ixia. It's working out well. They wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for fantastic positioning from the Filipino sniper. We gotta commend Oheb. 8-0-0. It's all Oheb. All the kills of Blacklist are from that Ixia.
Kill one, man. This is it. You thought it was just Haji who came in? Nah, fam. Kill one is here to play. Blacklist, first of the scene here. The Lord, they're gonna go for the pull. 17 minutes in. Not evolved quite yet. I wonder what AP BREN's thinking. Can they contest? Should they do this?
They're going to have to here. Blacklist International has a couple of mortalities as well available to them. They've got a fully exposed base on the side of AP BREN to deal with and work around with as well. And they go to the dance. Super Marco also positioning crucial. Ogwin as well. We've seen this before. Yep. We have to watch out for the concealed play.
Unorthodox is the positioning. I wonder if Ogwin's going to change his position. Yep, he's going to push up with a wave. You see him in the shrubs over there at the side. He's going to try to go for conceal play with Super Marco. This is something Benny, QT, and Yowie usually do, but Blacklist are already starting to blitz a Lord.
Taking a trip there for Renajay. Flap Teasy still healthy. He's the front of the line for them. Has the immortality as well. They're still going to hold it here together.
All right. Looks like AP BREN's Ogwin and Marco took control of the long bush. They're trying to make it all the way to the Y bush, but no, here comes the engage.
There's the pull. Flap Teasy's armor's going to be down, and there's Ogwin with the conceal. They're going to find Sensui. Super Marco finds the target. There's the netherite, though. Edward going to jump in. Lord's still going to be worked on. Full barrage right under the cover. And it's Kyle Teasy that gets the Lord. But Blacklist International on the hunt. Super Marco falls, looking for more. Kyle Teasy quite low. Haji looking for the pole. Can't get it though. But Blacklist International will now set up on this side of the map of AP BREN.
5-3 defense. Big fat wave up top. AP BREN holding on. Lord spawns through mid.
Kyle Teasy getting that Lord was massive. It buys some time for AP BREN, but how much time can they actually buy? Do they have enough to hold on and defend? 19 on Ogwin, 20 on Super Marco. Will they have the damage to clear up the minion waves?
Lord taken care of. Blacklist International going to drop the full barrage right under the mid. Flap Teasy trying to hold it together alongside Kyle Teasy. Blacklist International full force. They have the utility. Do they have enough? Super
Ogwin's back.
Marco. Ogwin now back up.
Marco's
Can
back.
they defend the base here? Do they call it? Do they get back, or do they push it in for a game win? They're gonna go for it, forcing Super Marco back. Crystal gonna be work on. Utility is the answer as Blacklist International takes game 3.
This winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. Blacklist coming in with a clutch sub and a lineup that had us all scratching our heads. Finally get on the board. 1-2.
Well, they made it work, and they played to their strengths beautifully. 2 games now. That's what AP BREN did. Played to their strengths beautifully. Blacklist said, hey, it's the grand finals. We can do it too.
You know, it's funny because behind me, I swear it's the lady that shouts UA, but instead she's just shouting.
Yep, she is.
That's
Is that
her.
the same person?
That's the same person.
All right. Well, Blacklist is going to need all the support from all the agents to actually make the most out of this momentum. Am I wrong to say that this is Blacklist International's first